Before we talk about last year, let's talk about Discord the Game Store. Discord the Game Store was a attempt from Discord to make their own game launcher to compete with Epic and Steam. So one of the main reasons why that didn't work, like I pointed out in my PC gaming annoyance, things that annoy me about PC gamers in general. If you haven't watched that video, I recommend watching that video to see what I mean. But in short, I'll get straight to the point. PC gamers hate the multiple launchers there are. There's one for Steam, which is the main go-to for a lot of developers. There's Battle.net, which is Activision. There's Xbox. There's Origin for EA. There's Ubisoft. And there's a shit ton. And adding Discord on there would be annoying. Discord had a few decent games on there, like Warframe. They were trying to get like Halo Master Chief Collection on there and Skyrim, but that didn't go through. Discord was trying to turn Discord Nitro into their version of Game Pass, with Darksiders free, getting games monthly as such, but nobody used it. But they had like a killer app, which is Last Year the Nightmare, which was exclusive on Discord. Last year, the original idea was you're supposed to play as a killer, and you hide, and you're supposed to think of ways to deal with survivors. There's trapdoors, you can place traps, you can use a skylight to kill survivors.
Now that I've trapped him, I'm gonna go in for the kill.
And as a survivor, you're supposed to go around and do these objectives so you can escape. You can pick up weapons, you can pick up a chainsaw. Well, not back then. You can pick up weapons, you can craft weapons. And that's all we knew back then for the original Last Year. There was only one killer, which is the Slasher, which is a janitor with an axe. And he is the most plain looking killer for any game I have ever seen. But he was supposed to be a Jason Voorhees ripoff, because for the original Last Year, he was supposed to wear a hockey mask, but there was a lawsuit that happened. I don't know much about that lawsuit, but in short, they had to get rid of the hockey mask and make them his own. The original Last Year was supposed to have 4 maps. One at the high school, one at a camp, one in the city, and one in a factory. And another thing with Last Year was supposed to have a system. If you die, but if you call the police, you come back as a police officer with a revolver with 6 bullets in it. Basically, they were trying to copy the idea of Tommy Jarvis in the Friday the 13th game. And speaking of Friday the 13th the game, these two games were basically at one point almost competing with each other on Kickstarter, but Friday the 13th kind of won in that regard. And in my opinion, it was just the better overall game that actually released. Last Year was supposed to come out on Steam at first, but for some weird reason, they were very, very silent to their community. There was no updates. They didn't announce anything. They did not tell anyone what they're doing on their Twitter. It was basically silent. Until out of nowhere, on Discord, they showed this trailer of the game and coming out on Discord. And Last Year had a new name. Last Year the Nightmare. And the only thing they kept the idea from, well, the original Last Year is you have to outthink the survivors when you're the killer, all these traps and such. But they only kept the idea of a school. So they kind of expanded on the school with the gym, the library, and the bell tower. Only 3 maps at launch. Maybe there's a 4th one? No, my bad. Yeah, only 3. And there was only like 5 survivors and 3 killers that got announced. The janitor is one of them, and we only knew about that one. And then we got the Strangler, which is a long-range killer that can grab survivors and pull them in. His main disadvantage is he has very weak damage and health. And there's the Giant, the Giant. He's pretty basically self-explanatory. He's the opposite of the Strangler. He's a very close range. He has a charge attack that he can just basically run towards you and throw you against a wall. Yeah, that's one of his attacks. He can pick you up and throw you against a brick wall. He can jump out of walls.
Oh, there he is.
Watch this wall, DK.
I
told him.
Just use the force.
Get fucked.
And now they ditched the idea from calling the police to come back. Now you just respawn in closets. It was a more faster pace compared to the original idea, which was supposed to be slow pace, like such. Kinda sad we never got to play the original idea of last year, but I'm glad the game that it did came out. It was fun. Yeah, it had some issues. Definitely with the beta.
Okay, thank
I played with my friend Mason, and holy crap, the mic quality.
In line of sight of people and can't undo it while in line of sight. But
Just like
sometimes it's
for
a bit
that.
funky. And it'll let you do it when you shouldn't.
Hey guys! There's a bake sale going on.
I want some cookies.
Holy
I
shit!
swear-
BG is gonna come straight for me, 100%.
Yeah, he
Oh,
makes
like I fucking said, I can't move.
Wow, it's kind of hard to believe it's been years now. Wow. I don't mean to get sentimental, but it does remind me how fast time does go by. But it's still, Mason still sucked back then. But anyway, back to the recent... I'm sorry, Mason, you don't, but just want to say that. But, it had some issues, though. Killers had a short range of attacks. Basically, with the slasher, you get, you're basically hitting people with the axe handle. The game had a terrible tutorial. You're basically forced to figure out everything on your own. And since survivors can craft stuff and they need scrap to make all their stuff, there's a glitch in the beta that you can make infinite scrap. So you can make the taser, and you can just you can just stun the killer as long as you wanted to. And if 4 survivors get the stun gun, well, you're basically screwed. You're screwed. There's nothing you can do. And since your health drains down, the only option you have is the Strangler. Those are your only options, because the Slasher, you really can't do anything but use traps to your advantage. But, like I said, when the full game came out, it was pretty decent. They fixed some of the issues, mostly the infinite scrap issue. Some of the range attacks and stamina issues were kind of annoying, but if you deal with them, it's pretty fun. And then, the announcement of Discord Game Store shutting down. And then, the devs released the game on Steam finally, called Last Year After Dark. What's new about this game? They added a giant spooter, a very scary looking spider. And now, spiders now all spawn around the map. So no matter what, even if the killer is human, they will spawn and attack you. And it's really fucking annoying. I just wish they spawned only with the spider, but they still spawn. It was basically the same game, but they had, progression now. And they finally added a new map with the factory. Well, it's not really a factory, it's the mine shafts. And as a Strangler and Giant, you can throw people in these giant buzzsaws. I really like this map. It's just kind of a shame that we couldn't get any more new stuff. That reminds me, when the game first trailer came out, literally a day later, they announced a new killer, the Priest. We never got to see the Priest, because the game died. So what the hell happened? Well, in the year 2020, COVID kind of ruined everything. So the devs got a contract with a publisher to publish their game on consoles and have a bigger budget for their game. But since COVID hit, the publisher backed out of the deal, and it kind of screwed the developers over. And they kind of went under. The company went under, and there's only one guy working on the game. And that was the guy that kickstarted the game to begin with. And now he doesn't own the game anymore, and the Canadian government does. And they're not doing anything with the game. And so Steam just took it off. It's no longer, you can no longer buy the game. It's kind of sad because they tried so hard to make this game very popular. They literally put the game on sale for 59 cents. 59 cents. And also, they were so desperate they released last year The Nightmare on Steam, which is the Discord version, but on Steam, for 30 bucks. And last year, After Dark was 20 bucks. Yeah, they were really desperate for money. Really desperate. It's kind of hard to feel sorry for them when they kind of did this to themselves. They had plenty of opportunities to fix it, but they couldn't. But the Last Year devs are now trying to make another game with a different studio name, so we're gonna get a Last Year Disaster 2 now. But yeah, that's the Discord Game Store's launcher, and Last Year. The failure of Last Year. Thank you all for watching. Bye.